Okay. Yeah. Today we are going to learn about the Python GUI programming. So actually, what we have done before in the previous week, we already know about how to code in Python. Yeah, for data science. Then we want to create an application that can be used by the user. So one way for making the user easy for using our program is create the GUI. So actually the Python has the GUI programming. So if we compare with other programming language such as Java and also C Sharp, yeah, they have the GUI. Then it also Python, yeah, has its own GUI. Okay, so we will divide the GUI programming into two parts, and this week we are going to learn about the Python GUI programming for part one. Okay, yeah. So GUI or graphical user interface is a form of user interface which allows users to interact with computers through visual indicators using items such as icons, menus, and windows, and etc. It has advantages over the command line interface, yeah, where users interact with computers by writing commands using keyboard only, and whose usage is more difficult than GUI. Yeah. If we compare the GUI with the CLI, the command, yeah, the command for running the program, we have know about the syntax, yeah, for running the program by using the command line interface. And what we have done before using Google Colab or Jupyter Notebooks, yeah, we only use the CLI for running that command. And if you compare with the GUI, it will be easier for user to use our program because we will not only use the keyboard, but in GUI we will also we will also be able to use the mouse, yeah, for use the program. Then yeah, GUI is better than terminal because not all of the user is a programmer, yeah. So it will be easier for user to use our program. And what is tkinter? Tkinter is the inbuilt Python module that is used to create GUI applications. So in tkinter, yeah, we will import the library from tkinter. And tkinter is a module in Python that is used for creating GUI applications, such as we can add a form, add a button, and also add a combo box, and so on and so on. So the tkinter is one of the library in Python for creating GUI. Yeah, it is one of the most commonly used modules for creating GUI application in Python because it is simple and easy to work with. Yeah, actually there are other library for creating GUI application, but the tkinter, yeah, based on my experience and based on previous research, I mean the previous user or previous programmer that use tkinter, yeah, it is better if you compare with other GUI library module in Python. And you don't need to worry about the installation of the tkinter module because the tkinter is already installed if you have the Anaconda Navigator. So when you install the Anaconda, the tkinter is included in your Python module. So we don't need to worry about the installation. But we cannot use the Google Colab for running tkinter. So in this case, yeah, we will use the Anaconda Navigator, then open not Jupyter Notebook, but we will use the, what is it called? The Spider. Yeah, the Spider IDE. Yeah. So we will not use Google Colab, and we will also use the Jupyter Notebook, but we will use Spider. Kathleen, have you installed Anaconda on your computer? Okay, so we will run the Spider IDE for creating the GUI in Python. And it gives an object-oriented interface to the TK GUI toolkit. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do, we need to open the Spider application, yeah. So actually the Spider is already included in Anaconda Navigator. So if you open the Anaconda Navigator, then you will find the Spider application. Then if you install the Spider separately, yeah, separately with Anaconda Navigator. So you can just open your application directory, then open the Spider application. Okay. I will open my Spider. So this is the Anaconda Navigator. With Navigator, then we need to launch Spider here. Spider launch. This is different with Jupyter Notebooks. Yeah, Spider is not command line programming. It's not a command line programming. It means it's similar with Java application. If you use NetBeans or maybe Visual Studio, yeah, it's similar with them. Okay, so let me close all of my previous code here. Okay, this is the user interface, the IDE for the Spider. Then if you want to create a new Python files, yeah, we can just press Ctrl plus N, yeah. So this is the new Python files, yeah. Then we can code by using the Python programming language here. As you can see, this is the IDE for Spider. Yeah, it's similar with Jupyter Notebook. If we, for example, I create a variable x, yeah, x equal 5, then I print x, yeah. So if I run this code, yeah, you can run the code by pressing the play button here. Then the output will be in the console box here. So this is the 5, right? If I print the hello world here, hello world, okay, then press the play button, then it will be print the hello world in console. So we have not created a GUI application here. We just try how to use the Spider IDE, right? Yeah, it's not a line by line, so we can run the code, yeah, all of the line in this Python files, we can run it. But actually, if we want to only, yeah, if we have two line here, hello world and hello class and hello world, yeah. If we want to run only this line, you can just go to this line, yeah, then press the play button. It will, oh sorry, it's not. Oh no. So actually, it's different with Jupyter Notebooks, yeah. So this is if we want to run this Python files, it will run all of the line in our code here. Okay. Okay, yeah. So yeah, this is not command line programming, so we can just type our program here, our code here. Then if we press the play button, it will run all of the line in our Python files. Okay, first thing that we need to do for create the GUI application, we need to import the tkinter here. Yeah. Okay. Import the tkinter, then we create a variable here, top, yeah. Create the GUI application main window. So if we want to create a window in our Python programming, so we create a variable top equal tkinter.tk. It means we create a windows here, one windows. Then top.main loop, yeah. So this is enter the main event loop to take action against each event triggered by the user. So yeah, you don't need to worry about this. So this is how to create a windows form, yeah, a window form in our Python. So okay, let's try to import the tkinter here. Import tkinter. Okay, then we create a variable top equal tk with tkinter.tk, then we call the top.main loop here. So it will create a window, yeah, a window or yeah, a window form in our Python. So okay, yeah. So this is the top variable. The top variable, it means we have one window here. So this window is inside the top variable. Okay. So yeah, this is a window form in Python. So if we want to create a window form, yeah, we can just call the tkinter.tk. It means we will create a one window in our Python. Wait. Okay, so let's go back to our slide here. Yeah, so actually you can also run your Python file in Spider by pressing the F5 button, yeah, on your keyboard, or click the play button on your Spider. Okay, so the result will be like this, yeah. It may be different because I'm using the Mac OS, yeah. So if you use Linux or Windows, yeah, so the style of the form will be different. And we have no widgets in our window, right? Because we only create a one window, but we can add a widget into our window here. Or for example, we add a button, combo box, yeah, checkbox, and etc. and etc. So yeah, on the next slide, we will adding a widget into our form. Okay, what are widgets? Widget in tkinter are the elements of GUI application which provides various controls such as labels, buttons, combo boxes, checkboxes, menu bars, radio buttons, and many more to user to interact with the application. And this is the fundamental structure of tkinter program. So we need to import the tkinter module first, yeah, like we were doing before. We import the tkinter library or modules, yeah. Then we create the main window, yeah, the main window for GUI app. So this is a window, or we can just call it as a main window. Then after that, after we create a main window, then we can add widgets to the app. Yeah, one of the differences between the Python in tkinter modules, and if you compare with the Java application or Java programming language, yeah, or maybe you have tried to use NetBeans or Visual Studio and so on. So by in tkinter, we cannot add the widget by drag and dropping the widgets, yeah. So we can add the element. We cannot add the elements by drag and dropping our widget into our main window. So this is what is it called? It's a bronze things. This is the difference, yeah, between the Java and also Python. So it will be harder, yeah, if we compare with Java. So yeah, but it's not be a problem. So because we will try to learn how to add the widgets, yeah, by using only Spider, by using the code, yeah, manually. Okay. Okay, the first widget that we want to add here, we will add a hello button here inside our main window, right? So to adding the hello button, we need to create a p variable. P variable represent the button widgets. So the p equal tkinter dot button top. It means we place the p button into top main window. Then we add the text into our button here to hello. Then after that, we call the p.pack function to place a button in our GUI frame. So the first thing that you need to do, you create a main window, then you add the widget, yeah. To add the widget, you can just call this command, yeah, p.enter the button. So we place the widget into top main window, then we add the text into hello here. Then to place a button in our GUI frame, we call the pack function. Okay, so this one we already create a main window, right? Then, sorry. Oh, okay. Have you run your code? But you're gonna see your window. Yeah, yeah. It's like, because we haven't add the icon image. So it will, by default, it will be, yeah, the icon, it's like a pattern of one square. So this is the window. Have you tried to use NetBeans Java for? Okay. 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 Yeah, it's not automatically appear in our screen, right? Okay, we already create a GUI form, then we add a widget here. So wait, I haven't uh, upload the slide, yeah. Sorry. Okay. Okay, I already upload the slide on ULS. Okay, so we will add a hello button widget into our GUI form here. So because we already create the main window here, then we create a p variable which represent the button. P equal tk inter dot button. Then we place this p button into top main window, right? Top. Then the second parameter will be the text, yeah, for our button. So I will add the hello text into the button. So it will be like this. Then we call the p.pack function here. Then it will be uh yeah, if you run the code, so it will be like this. So yeah, we have a hello button here, right? Hello. Yeah, we can place this button into this position, and custom position, but we will try it after this. Yeah, by default, if you call the pack function, it will be placed on the top of your GUI form, at the top center of your GUI form. But actually, we can place it into custom position. We will discuss it. Yeah, we will try it after this. Okay. What about if I didn't call the p.pack function? So it will be, yeah, we already create a button variable, a button widget, but we didn't call the pack function. So it will be disappear into our GUI form here. Okay. Any problem, Kathleen? Can you add the button widget? Okay. So don't forget to close your GUI. It will be you need to close the previous GUI, then you can run it again. We cannot run we cannot execute two GUI at the same time. So we need to close it our previous GUI, then we can just run it again. So this is okay. Okay, so the next one is for creating or adding others widget. Yeah. So the next slide, okay, go to the next slide. Yeah. So we create a two check button here, music and window. So this is a check button. Then yeah, we can just try it into our GUI here. So for example, this one, I will comment this code. Yeah. For commenting the code, yeah, you can just press the Ctrl +4 button, Ctrl +4 button. Then if you want to uncomment your code, yeah, you can just press the Ctrl +1, Ctrl +4 and Ctrl +1. So it will comment our code, yeah, in multiple lines. Yeah, if we have multiple line of code. So I will comment my code here. Then I add other widget here. So I will create a check button C1 and C2. Yeah, because we have a two check button, music and video. Then yeah, C1 equal tk inter dot check button. Check button. Wait. dot check button. This one. Then the first parameter, because we want to place the C1 into top main window, so I will put the top here. Then the text is the music, music. Then the height, the height is in pixel, If we put the 5, it will be in the height, it will be 5 pixel, right? Okay. Then and for the width equal 10. Okay, so I will copy this one. Okay, C1 and C2. And for the C2, I will put it as a video. It has the same height and width for the C1. And don't forget to call the spec function C1.spec and also C2.spec. Okay, then run it again. Oh, this one is not using the uppercase letter. Okay. So wait. This one is the result, Okay, so we have a two widget here, music and video. We can just check these two check button. Okay, this is the second widget that we have tried. Okay, so we can just go to the next slide. And the next one is label and entry. Label is a display box where you can place the text or images. So this is the label. And for the entry widget is a use to accept single line text strings from a user. So the entry, it's similar with the what is it called? Yeah, entry. It's like a text area, or maybe text area, but it is only receive one single or one line for our input. So this one is for adding the label and entry, so we can just try it directly. So this is our previous code. I will comment it, then I will call the label L1 equal tk inter. Yeah, it's similar to text box, entry, it's similar with text box. Tk inter dot label. This one, then we place it into top main window. Then for the text, we call the username. We will add it to username. Okay, then for the L1, we call the pack function here. Pack. And in pack function, we can add the side argument if we choose left, so it will be placed on our left main window, right? Then for the E1 is the entry. We call tk inter dot label and top here. Top here. Then we call the E1 dot pack. And for the side, we put it also to the left. To the right. So it will be placed beside the label L1, right? So we can just run this code. Then this is with side right. Oh, sorry, this is not label, but entry. Sorry, this one is entry. Nah, so we have username, label, and also entry widget here. So we can just typing some text here, So this is for getting the input from our user, right? Any problem, Kathleen? Okay, so what is the next the entry This is alignment, and the second widget is not alignment. And see. This one. And see, with uppercase C, we use the uppercase. If you get an error, then it will be appears your previous one. So you need to close it all. So this one, if you run yeah, we will yeah, by default, if you run your GUI form, it will be the default size will be very small. But I think we will try to set the default size of our GUI form for this. Okay. So the main thing that you need to know, first you need to create a GUI form, then add the widget, yeah. Then after that, you can just run the code, yeah. So okay. So the next one is this one is list box, yeah. List box widget is used to display a list of items from which a user can select a number of items. So this one actually the list box, yeah, we can choose one of the list here, yeah, one of these option here, yeah. It can be an option, yeah. If the user wants to choose the option, we can just use the list box here. So how to use it, yeah. So I will comment on the previous code here. Then the next one is for list box, yeah. So LP1 will be the list box, yeah, equal tkinter dot list box. This one. And then we place it into top main window. Then we insert the list box, yeah, with some option here. One will represent the first line for our list box, yeah, will be Python here. Okay, so we can just copy this code, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we have 6 items inside our list box. So the first item is Python, the second Python is Perl. Yeah, this is the kind of the programming language here. And the third line is C, and the item is C. This one is PHP. This one is GSP. Then the last one is Ruby. Okay, don't forget to call the pack function here. So the last one, lp1.pack. Yeah, we call the pack function. Then run it again. LP1 is not defined. Oh yeah, I forgot to use an lowercase here. Okay, so this one is the list box. Yeah, we can choose the option inside our list box. We have 6 items inside our list box here. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is scale. Yeah. If you have any question, you can just ask me directly. Okay, for the scale widget, it's the scale widget provides a graphical slider object that allows you to select values from a specific scale. So this one, it's like a slider, yeah, slider. So yeah, we can just try it directly. I will comment my previous code here. Then yeah, we call the scale variable scale equal tkinter dot scale, and we place it into top main window. Then we call the scale dot pack. Okay, then if we want to put the widget, yeah, in center of our GUI form. So we can just call the anchor parameters equal center here. So it will be placed on the center of our GUI form. Okay. Yeah. So actually the range for by default, and the range for this scale, yeah, or slider is between 0 to 100. Yeah, actually we can just change the range for our scale here. Yeah, we can read from the documentation, yeah, in Tkinter, yeah, for how to give the scale for our slider here. But by default, yeah, we cannot, we will not change the range, yeah, but we will use the default values for the range in our scale here. It's between 0 to 100, yeah. Okay. So I will comment this code, yeah. I can just go to the next one. Scale, yeah, we already try check button, label and entry, then list box, yeah, scale, and the next one is scroll bar. Scroll bar provides a slide controller that is used to implement vertical scroll widgets such as list box or canvas or etc. You can also create a horizontal scroll bars on entry widgets here. So this is the scroll bar, yeah. So actually this one is the list, yeah, but we add the scroll bar beside our list, right? If we have a lot of line in our list box, yeah, so it is better if we add the scroll bar, right? So this one we will create a scroll bar widget first, yeah. So we will call the scroll bar. So we create a scroll bar variable here equal tkinter dot scroll bar. Then we put it into top main window. Okay, and then we call the pack function scroll bar equal dot pack, yeah, dot pack, and for the side equal right, and fill equal y. So it means it will use the vertical orientation, yeah, for our scroll bar here. Okay, and then we create a list here, my list equal tkinter dot list box. We put it into top variable here, top main form, yeah. So then we add the y scroll command equal, because we use the scroll bar here, so y scroll command equal scroll bar. So we can just copy this one, then put it in this argument, then we call the set variable here. So it will use the scroll bar widget, yeah. So the list will use the scroll bar widget here. Okay, then we add the list, yeah, with some items here. So for line in range 100, yeah, so we will do the looping step here. So we insert, yeah, dot insert, we insert the item, yeah, with this argument n, yeah, comma this is line number plus str line. So and it means we put the next items, yeah, on different lines. So it will be the next item will be on the next line, yeah. So it means, yeah, we will have the multiple lines, yeah, after we call the looping process here. Okay, then we also call the pack function here. So this one, after we add the item into our list here, so we call mylist.pack here. Then we put side into left here. Then for the field argument, we put it a but argument here, field equal but, yeah. So actually this one is just an argument. If you want to know more about this argument, we can just open the documentation, yeah, for TTK inter. So this one, in this case, we use the side equal left and field equal but for our list here, yeah. So, and we also call the scroll bar here, scroll bar dot config. And for the comment, equal my list dot view, because this scroll bar is for my list, right? It's for our list box here. Okay, so we can just run this code. Okay. Oh, it's not view, but Y view, because we use the vertical orientation, yeah, for our scroll bar here. So yeah, it will be like this. So if we scroll this scroll bar, yeah, so it will scroll our list, right? Because we already set the comment. This one is comment, right? Not comment. Okay. Okay. So it will be like this. We have 100 lines, yeah. We have 100 item inside our list box. Then we put the scroll bar, yeah, for our list box, and we place it into this list box, yeah. So we use the vertical orientation, yeah, for our scroll bar. Okay. Okay. Any question? Okay. So what is spin box? Yeah. Spin box widget is a variant of the standard TK inter entry widget, which can be used to select from a fixed number of values. So this one is spin box is different with list box, yeah. If list box we have multiple lines, but in spin box actually we only have one line, but we can change the number or the item inside this spin box, yeah, by pressing this button, right? So we can also add the range, yeah, from 0 to 10. So the minimum values is 0 and the maximum values is 10. Okay, we can just try into our code here. So yeah, we comment the line, yeah, our previous code. If we want to uncomment it, yeah, you need to select this line, but you don't need to select this line, Kathleen. So we only need to select this line, yeah, beside or inside the equals, yeah, the equals symbol, yeah. So we press the Ctrl +1, so it will be uncomment our line. But if we want to comment it again, we press the Ctrl +4. Okay, so the next one is spin box. For the spin box, we create a W variable, W equal tk inter dot spin box. Then from we add the from the range, yeah, for our item inside the spin box from 0 to 10, yeah, to 10, and we call the w.pack here. Then we run the code. Yeah, it will be like this. So 0 to 10, the maximum value is 10. Okay, so the next one is label frame. Label frame is simple container widget. It's like a frame inside our main form, yeah, the label frame. So its primary purpose is to act as a spacer or container for complex window layouts, yeah. Okay, we can just try it directly into our code here. So we comment our previous code. Then we call the label frame. We create a label frame variable equal tk inter dot label frame. and then top, and the text equal, this is a label frame. This is a label frame. Then we call the pack function for our label frame. Label frame dot pack, and we call the fill argument equal path, yeah, path, and the expand equal yes. So actually we can just experiment, yeah, we can just change the values for the fill argument and also the expand argument, yeah, we can just try it after this, yeah. Expand equal yes, then we create a left variable here, tk inter dot label, then label frame. It means that we put the left label inside our label frame, right? Because this one we didn't put at the top main window, right? But we put it into label frame. So this one will be label frame, and for the text, yeah, equal inside the label frame. Okay. So we also call the left.pack function here. Yeah, this is a label frame, and this is inside the label frame. Yeah, it's like, it's like the frame, yeah, inside our window. Yeah, it can be a title for our text, yeah, inside the label frame. Yeah. So actually we can just this one to change to no, yeah. What will happen? Okay, so it will be, yeah, the expand. No, it means if we change the size of our window, it will not expand, yeah, to vertically, yeah. Okay, if we change it into both, maybe right, yeah. Oh, there is no right argument, but actually this one is both, yeah. I mean, I think the both will be if we, yeah, resize the window into the right or left, yeah, it will be like this. So actually we can just try it, yeah, with other parameters, because we will discuss about the part the pack function, yeah, on the last slide, yeah. So we will try to use other argument here. So for now, yeah, we can just use the path for the fill and expand equal no, yeah. Okay, so we go back to our slide here. And the next one is combo box, yeah. Combo box is a combination of list box and an entry field, where it contains a down arrow to select from a list of options. Yeah, it's like a combo box here, so we can put more than one item into our combo box, yeah. For the combo box, yeah, we need to import the ttk variable from tkinter. From tkinter, import ttk, right? Then we create a d variable equal ttk.combo box top, yeah, because we want to put this combo box in top main window. And for the values, yeah, it's similar with an array, right? So day with a values index here, it means we add the values, yeah, into our combo box. We put the days item Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday and Saturday into our combo box. Okay, we can just directly implement to our code here. Okay, so for the label frame, for the combo box, yeah, we need to import the ttk inter. From tk inter, import ttk, and we create a dev variable here equal ttk dot combo box, and then we place it in the top main window here, top. Then for adding the values, yeah, or the items inside our combo box, yeah, we need to call the day with the values index. It will be Sunday to Saturday. Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, then Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Okay, then we call the day dot pack function. Okay, so we will have the combo box. Yeah, we can choose one of the day. Yeah, inside our combo box. Okay, so yeah, this one is the combo box. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is the tree view. So actually, tree view is more complex, yeah, than other or previous widget that we have tried. So the tree view, it's like toggle list, yeah. It's like a list with submenu inside our list. For example, science, yeah. So we put the science as a top three, yeah. Then inside the science, it contains computer science and programming languages, because the computer science and also programming languages is inside the science, right? Inside the computer science, we have algorithm and data structure. And inside the programming languages, we have Python and Java. Yeah, Tree is helpful in visualizing and permitting navigation over a hierarchy of items. Yeah, like I was mentioning before, it's similar with the toggle list or a tree. Yeah, so we have a sub tree or we have a sub menu. Yeah, so this one is how to create a tree view. Okay, we can just try it directly. So I will comment our previous code here. Okay, so for creating a tree view, yeah, we create a variable tree view equal ttk. So we still need to use the tk inter here, right? So yeah, we still need to use the ttk library here. Okay, so tree view equal ttk dot tree view. And then we put it into top main window. Tree view dot pack. Then we insert the item inside our tree view. So we call the tree view dot insert. Yeah, because this one actually the main tree, yeah, the main tree. Because this one actually we will create the science items first. Yeah, so the science is the main tree in our tree view. So this one is the science. So we put it into our top main window. So we don't need to add the first argument. We can just leave it blank. Then 0, then item 1. Okay, so for the text here, text equals science. Okay, so it means we have one item. Yeah, one item is on the 0 index, right? On the 0 index, then it will be placed at the main top, yeah, top main tree. So it will be we don't need to give the first argument here. So it will be no string. Yeah, so we can just call this one. So for the text is science, then yeah, we can just copy it. Yeah, for the second item here, we change it into item 2, and for the item 2 is computer science. Okay, I will finish my code first. I will explain it after this. Yeah, and for the item 3, item 3 is programming languages. There are many ways to create a tree view, but this one is one of the way for creating a main views, tree views. Yeah. So item 1, item 2, and item 3. And we put the item 2 inside item 1 because the computer science is the sub of science, and also the programming languages is the sub of science. So to put these two items inside item 1, we can just call the tree view.move. Tree view.move. Yeah. Then we put the first item on the second item, item 2, into item 1. So the first argument will be which one of the item that we want to place into item 1 as the sub of the item 1. Okay, you can just copy it. Item 3 to item 1 and okay. So we have two item here inside the science, right? We have not already add the item inside the computer science and programming languages. So this one, tree view move, we move the item 2, which is computer science, we move it inside to item 1. Yeah. So item 1 is science and item 2 is computer science. So the item 2 will be the sub of science, and the item 3 also be the sub of item 1. Okay, so it means move function here, move method here. It means we put the item 2 and item 3 inside item 1. Okay, how to add this item algorithm and data structure here, right? So and Python and Java. So yeah, because we have other items here. So this one we add algorithm and data structure as the sub of computer science. So we call the tree view function again here, tree view.insert. Tree view.insert, we put the item 2, yeah, as the parent tree, yeah, the parent tree, and comma n, comma algorithm. Algorithm and for the text equal algorithm. Okay, so this one it means we create a algorithm item, and we place this item into item 2, right? So for the next item inside the algorithm, so this one still item 2, and this one we change it into data structure. So data structure will be the submenu of the item 2, right? Okay. 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 So inside the computer science, we have algorithm and data structure, right? And for the last one, we add the sub of the programming languages, right? So we can just copy this one, and then we change it into item 3, right? Because item 3 is the programming languages, and we change it into the Python and Java. Python and Java. And for the text, also Python and Java. Science, computer science, and programming languages. Yeah, this is how we create a tree view, right? Yeah, if we have, it's like it's like a tree, right? Because we have the parents and the child. Yeah, the computer science and programming languages are the child of science. Algorithm and data structure are the child of computer science. Python and Java are the child of programming languages. Yeah, and that's how we create a tree view. Okay, so before we go to the next slide, do you have any question, Kathleen, or any problem? Okay. Okay. So what is the error message? Yeah. Maybe it's not important because you comment this one, right? Yeah. Like I was mentioning before, for the tree view, we still need to use CTK. Yeah. I think that's your problem. Yeah. Yeah, the message box is used to display the message boxes in the Python applications. We have different types of message box in Python in TK Inter library. We have show info, show warning, show error, ask question, and ask retry cancel. Okay, so this one is kind of the message box in Python. So actually, I have tried in my operating system, but it doesn't work for the message box. I don't know. It may be because I use the Mac OS, so I cannot show this message box, right? But if you use a Windows operating system, I think it will work. Okay, let me try again in my code here. So I will comment our previous code here. So okay, so we will call the from tk inter import message box. Yeah, this one. Then tk inter dot message box dot show info. So info, and the first parameter will be the title. So info. We give the show info as a title. Show info. Then the next parameter will be the information inside our message box. Yeah, info. Okay. Okay. I think it's work, yeah. I don't know, maybe on the previous experiment that I have did before, so it doesn't work, but now it works. Yeah, it will be different. Yeah, the the style or the style of the message box is different with Windows, right? So this one, if I run it in Mac OS, yeah, so the output will be like this for the information, and for the show warning, show warning, show warning, and this one is show warning and warning. Okay, this one is warning. Yeah, you can just try it on your code, Kathleen. Yeah, so we have a different style of different kind of message box. Yeah, show info, show warning, show error, ask question, ask retry, cancel. Okay, so the next one is geometry management. Before we discuss about the geometry management, I think we need a 5 minutes break again, Kathleen. So, okay, so the next one is geometry management. So the geometry management is useful if you want to place our widget into custom position, because in our previous experiment, we only call the pack function and it will put directly into our form, and we don't know how to place the widget into a specific position. So this one, geometry management, will be useful for us if we want to place the widget into custom position or in specific location. And yeah, all TK-Inter widgets have access to specific geometry management methods, which have the purpose of organizing widgets throughout the parent widget area. And the TK-Inter exposes the following geometry manager classes, yeah. The pack method, the grid method, and also the place method. So this one, the pack method, is the method that we have tried before, yeah. All of the widget that we have tried use the pack method, yeah. This geometry manager organizes widget in blocks before placing them in the parent widget. And for the grid method, this geometry manager organizes widget in table-like structure. And the last one is the place method. This geometry manager organizes widget by placing them in a specific position in the parent widget. Okay, we will try it one by one. So maybe it will be easier for us to understand if we directly implement the example. This is sample, yeah. So okay, we have red, green, and blue. For the red button, we use the pack, yeah, the pack function with the side equal left, yeah. This one, all of this widget, we use the pack method, right? Pack for the side equal left, and the green button, the pack we call the expand equal true, and the last one, the blue button, we call the fill equal x. Okay, let me directly implement this example. Okay, we create a red button here. Red button equal tk inter dot button, and we place it into top main window here. Then for the text equal red, yeah, because we give the label for this button into red button. Then for the foreground equal red. Sorry, not foreground, but front front color. This one is front color, yeah. So equal red, then red button equal dot pack, sorry, dot pack side, for the side equal left, yeah. So we put it into left position, yeah. So okay, like you see here, we have the red button here. It will be placed on the left, right, on the left in our GUI. Then if we change it into center, yeah, center, it will be no, top, bottom, left, or right, yeah. There is no center argument here. So if we place it into top, yeah, so by default it will be placed on the top position into our GUI form. This one is the top position. If we change it into wait, top, bottom, right, yeah, no, or bottom, we put it into bottom, then it will be placed in bottom of our GUI form. So the place is on the left, bottom, right, and top, yeah. So there are uh four method, yeah, for placing this button into our GUI form. Okay, what about if we call other button here? So this one, we will create a green button, green. This one is green. This one is green. So we will not use the side argument here, but we use the expand equal true. Okay, we will run this code. Wait, this one is green, this one is left, yeah. We change it into left for the red button. Wait, okay. Wait, we have Adan, so maybe we need a 5 minute break again, Kathleen. So you can just continue your code. Yeah. Wait. So this button, we place it into, yeah, we place by using the pack function, and we add the expand argument equal true. So if we run this code, wait, yeah, it will be placed on the center of our GUI form, right? If we resize the form, yeah, it will be follow, yeah. It's still on the center of our GUI form. And the last one, if we add a blue button, yeah, this one is blue button. Blue button, if change to blue here, and this one is blue. And we use the fill equal X. Fill equal X, it means we will fill horizontally, right? So, okay. So this one, actually the blue button will be placed on the bottom, yeah. And if we resize the form, yeah, it will be filled, yeah, horizontally, right? Actually, we can also add, wait, if we comment this code, we can also put more than one argument, right? In pack function. Side left, then expand equal true. Yeah, let's try. Wait, this one. Okay. Yeah, side left expand true. It will be so the side will be not used. Yeah, so because if we expand equal true, it will be follow the if we resize the GUI, it will be follow. Yeah, but if we put it into bottom like this, yeah. Wait. Okay, actually, if we use the expand equal true, Kathleen, it will be placed on the center, yeah, of our GUI form. Yeah, side equal bottom, expand equal true, it will be still on the center of our GUI form. But if we change it into, yeah, fill equal Y, or maybe we change it into left. Okay, this one, if we change the fill argument into Y, yeah, it will be fill vertically, right? Okay, I think you can just try it by yourself, Captain. But actually, this one, actually the argument, yeah, will be used for placing our widget, yeah, into our GUI form. Yeah. Okay, so the next one is a grid. Yeah, so the grid is for creating or placing the widget in table like views. Yeah, it's like a table, right? So this one, actually we have we have 3 rows and 4 columns. Yeah, R0 represent this item is in row number 0, row number 1, and row number 2, and this one is the column number 0, column number 1, column number 2, and column number 3. And this one, we have a nested loop. Yeah, so in the first loop we will loop in 3 times. Yeah, we loop 3 times, and for the second loops we loop 4 times. It will make a 3 times 4. Yeah, 3 times 4 table, right? 3 rows and 4 columns, right? Then this one, actually we call the tk interpret label. Top text R, it will be in the number of rows. Yeah, the text, it will follow the R variable here, and the C will follow the C variable here. And we call the grid function here, grid, and row equal R, column equal C. So it will be placed into specific position. It's like a table view, right? I think the grid function will be a more easier, yeah, will be easier if we compare with the pack, yeah, because this one is like a table view, right? Okay, for the last one is the place, yeah, the place method here. So for the place here, we create a button variable, right? Then we call the place function. Border mode equal outside, height equal 100, width equal 100. So it will be placed into this location, right? Height 100, width 100. It will be the size of this a hello button, right? With okay, the border mode equal outside. We have more than one parameter here, inside and outside, yeah, to indicate that other option refer to the parents inside, ignoring the parents border. Okay, height and width. Okay, this one, the exact spot of widget other option refer to may be NESW, northeast, yeah, northwest, southeast, and southwest. So it is like a, what is it called? It's like a compass, yes. We have northeast, south, yeah, and west. So the position will follow the NESW, NENW, SE, and SW. All right. For this one, we didn't call the anchor, yeah. We didn't call the anchor option, but actually we can just try it directly, yeah, into a spider here. So okay, so this one I will create the button here. So I will use the wait. Okay, I will use the place method. We create a b equal tk inter dot button, then we place it into top, then for the text equal hello, and we will call the b dot place method place. Then for the border mode outside, yeah, outside, and height, it will be the height for our button 100, and width also 100. Okay, so if we change the border into inside, yeah, it will be not different. There is no differences, right? So actually this one border mode, I will check on the place documentation, yeah. But this one actually, if we use the inside and outside, there is no difference, right? But if we change into the anchor, yeah, the anchor equal n, for example. Oh, this one is not using lowercase, yeah, using lowercase. Wait. Okay, it will be placed in this position, right? If we place it into is, no, NE, wait. Okay, there is no difference, right? If we change it into is, no difference. South. So anchor, the exact spot of widget other option referred to maybe NESW. Yeah, compass direction indicating the corners and sides. Compass direction indicating the corners and sides of widget. And the default values for the anchor is northwest. Northwest. Upper left corner of each. Okay, Kathleen. I think this one I a little bit forget about the place method. Yeah, we will try it after this. Yeah, we will maybe I will try first try it first. Yeah, because this one for the place method I forgot about the anchor argument here. So the default position is in the northwest. Northwest it means, yeah, it the northwest kan upper left, ya, upper left corner, upper left. Oke, upper left corner. Okay, Kathleen, we need to skip this first, yeah, because I forgot about this one. Uh, What about the anchor border mode, height, width, real height and real width? If we use the float between 0 and 1, yeah. Okay, maybe we can just skip it first, Kathleen. Maybe next week I will explain to you in more detail about the place method, yeah. Okay, so the next one is the action on tkinter. If we want to give the action in our widget, yeah. For example, if we press the button, then it will trigger some command into our program. So yeah, once we have added a widget to our GUI, and then we can add an action when the widget gets a trigger from the user. For example, a button is clicked, yeah. So the first step is that we have to put the action we want to on a method. Next, call the method in the command parameter of our widget. So this one, we create a hello callback method here. So inside the hello callback, we have a tkinter message box show info and hello Python and hello world. So it means hello callback will be called after we click the B button, right? So the B equal tkinter button top text hello command hello callback. So it means if we press the B button, it will trigger the hello callback method, right? So it will show the show info message box, yeah, hello Python and hello world. So it means if we want to add the action in a button, we need to create a method here. And this method will be triggered after we click the button. And how to know that this is the trigger or the method that will be run if we click this button. So inside this button, inside the button function here, we add the command equal hello callback. So it will call the hello callback methods, right? And the second example, yeah, if we want to get the values from the scalar, right? This one is the scalar. So if we move this this scalar into other position, so it will affect into these values, right? So this one we create a cell method, yeah. Selection equal values str var dot get. So to get a value from a widget. So okay, this one is for the method that will be triggered if we press the get scale value button, right? So this one actually the var equal tkinter double var. So it is the double values and the float values from the var variable. And for the scale it is the widget, right? The scale equal tkinter dot scale. It will be placed on the top main windows, and for the variable equal var. So this scale has the var variable, right? So this variable will be used for the scale widget, right? And we place the scale using the pack function, and for the anchor is center, so it will be placed on the center on our GUI. Then for the button, yeah, we create a button here with the get scale values, and for the command equal cell, so it will call this function, right? And if we run this cell function, it will call the var.get values, which is this var variable is used in scalar widget, right? Then for the label, we put it on this position, yeah, top, yeah, tkinter dot label and label dot pack. So it means the values, yeah, the get scale values button click, then it will print these values, right? So the label, yeah, the label dot config text equal selection. So this label, yeah, this label will represent the values from our scalar, right? So inside the cell function here, we have two line of code, selection equal values equal str var dot get, and it will be triggered if we press the get scale values. When we press the get scale value button, then it will trigger this cell method. Then as you can see here, we have a var variable which is used in scalar widget, right? Tkinter dot scale top variable equal var, right? So it means the var variable comes from this cell method, right? Then after we press this get scale value button, it will show the number of the values from our scalar. So actually that's all for our GUI programming in Python for part 1, Kathleen. So actually I still has not explained about the place function method. I will explain it for this place function next week, yeah, Kathleen. Yeah. Do you have any problem, Kathleen? Okay. So I think we have you will have a homework, yeah. So yeah, you need to create a GUI like this, yeah, for calculating the kilograms or convert the kilograms into gram, pounds, and ounce, yeah, gram, pounds, and ounce. And when you press the convert button, then it will show the conversion value from the kilogram to gram, pounds, and ounce. Yeah, for example, it's 1. If we put the 10 kilogram, it will be equal with 10,000 grams and 22 point something pounds and 352 point something ounce. Yeah. So you need to format the homework with this file format. Yeah, and you have 1 week for this homework. Yeah, Kathleen. Okay. Yeah, it's like, yeah, when you press the convert button, then you have a logic, yeah, inside the convert comment, right? You need to create a method, then it will get the values from this text box, yeah, this entry. Then after that, you need to calculate the conversion. Yeah. So this is the hint for your exercise, yeah. 1,000 gram equal 1 kilogram, and 1 kilogram equal this one actually the not 22.0462 pound, yeah, right. Oh, this one 2.20462, yeah, 2.2 pounds. And for the ounce, yeah, 1 kilogram equal 35.274. Okay, I think that's all for our